the higher seed in the white and purple. And Utah Valley wins the tip and are bringing it down the floor. Blaze Neild has the ball for Utah Valley. Woodbury not starting. They've been bringing him off the bench, but quite frankly, nobody knew he was even going to play till last night.
Got a couple good minutes in, got himself some game action.
And an offensive charge there on the drive by, that's on Neild, his first team foul.
Tell you what, this team draws more offensive fouls than anyone you'll see in the country. They do a great job of anticipating, moving their feet.
The big man with the drive gets inside, the turnaround with the right hand. No, and that is one of many rebounds you're going to get from Fardaws Aimaq. Time for our starting lineups, brought to you by Adidas. Adidas, impossible is nothing. Tim Fuller, Fardaws Aimaq, Latrey Darthard, Blaze Neild, and Connor Harding. Harding and Fuller do a lot of the dirty work, but Aimaq, boy, he picks up stuff off the glass.
He is a big-time rebounder. Just had 6 last night. Chicago State did a great job of keeping him off the glass, but poured in 20 big points.
That one thrown back out. Darthard gets it, saves it in, and there's Harding. Harding looking to go to work. Step back, 3-ball, tough shot. Tried to bank it in maybe, that ball, and there's the guy right there doing the dirty work, Fuller.
He is that guy that you need on the glass. Tip outs, he's going to keep every ball alive, give you extra possessions. But you got to go inside. You've got a height advantage, size advantage. Get the ball down low to the big man.
Harding for 3. That time he had his feet set, and he drains it.
Or not. Or hit the 3. Or shoot the 3.
Well, you do have a mismatch in there. You might want to feed the big guy. He gets a lot of his points, though, on those offensive boards and putbacks.
He really does, but they made a concerted effort last night to get him involved early.
Steps out of bounds.
Turnover.
Time for our starting lineups for Abilene Christian, brought to you by Adidas. Adidas, impossible is nothing. Reggie Miller, Tobias Cameron, Makai Morris, Corian Mason, and the big man, Ariane Simmons, your starters for Abilene Christian. And a little bit of rust there from Abilene Christian, stepping out of bounds. Cameron with the turnover. Inside, off the glass, Tim Fuller. Fuller's a big kid, 6'9" sophomore, out of Gilbert, Arizona, and Weber State. Strong kid. Long 3 by Simmons, and the big man drains it.
Well, you want to pull Aimaq, away from the basket. That's how you're going to do it. You're going to have to knock down some threes, knock down some open jumpers to get some space to that hoop.
Simmons, second team all WAC. A steal. This is what they do. Almost had the steal. Fuller now goes in, and an offensive charge on Fuller. Lowered that shoulder.
That's already 2 drawn charges. And this one's a tough one. This one's a tough one because he makes the move and he is not set. That foot's not even on the ground. Your right foot's off the ground. He's not set there.
You know, from the naked eye when I first saw it, it looked like he really lowered that shoulder and went in. On the replay, he didn't really do that at all. Brad Ferry with the call. The official closest to us here.
And listen, that's a bang-bang play. I have the advantage of having a replay. He doesn't have that.
Right. Another rebound for Aimaq. How good is Aimaq? Averaging 19 points and just under 14 rebounds a game. 3-ball, Darthard. Well, they're stroking it from outside, 7-3.
Darthard didn't score very much last night. 5 points, 3 rebounds, but he played great defense, gave him good minutes.
And the drive by Cameron. Easy bucket there.
Yeah, Tobias, that's a great read and good power with the ball as he gets through traffic. You see him tuck it tight to his body and able to explode and finish.
Competitive game. Of course, Utah Valley coming off that win against Chicago State 69-47 in the opening game over at the Michelob Ultra Arena. This is the first game for the Wildcats. That pass almost stolen. Harding, tough shot off the glass. Doesn't get it to go. Foul called. It's time for our keys of the game, brought to you by Geico. Saving you money on your car insurance for over 85 years. What do you got for us?
Utah Valley has to handle the pressure, and that means the defensive pressure from the Wildcats. They do a great job. 17 turnovers led to 17 points the last time these two teams met, and ACU has to just take care of the ball.
Those are your keys to the game, brought to you by Geico. And the first free throw is good. Well, Utah Valley looks crisp and ready to play here, moving the ball well, and Harding at the line with one more free throw.
And they looked good last night as well, but this is a different kind of opponent. It's a much more experienced opponent. So they're going to have to carry this effort for 40 minutes.
That foul was on Simmons. He comes out of the game. Mason has the other foul for this squad. 2 each, 3 ball. Cameron, no, tip. Darthard's got it. Utah Valley wants to run. The big man can run the floor. Harding takes it all the way in. Aggressive take for 2.
Great start for Harding, 7 points early on in this competition.
Little Euro step off the glass. We talked about using that glass. Mason does for 2.
He's an old heart at soul.
We like to see that, banging inside and using that glass a bit. But you know they understand the game. Neal around a high screen. There's Amac. Lets a couple guys go by. Keeps his pivot foot and links an easy lay-in.
That's really good patience by Fardaws Amac.
Jumper doesn't go. Rebound goes to Harding. 80% shooting for Utah Valley early, under 50% for the Wildcats. Doubled up. Amac spins, double team, little push, throws it over the top.
It's a disadvantage for him when he spins to the baseline.
Mason. Cameron. Reggie Miller. 3 ball defended. It's inside, little hop shot, good.
That's a great up fake. Makai Morris. Quick, gets down inside, doesn't settle.
Morris averaging just under 11 points a game. Back and forth competition here. Final game of the night, day 2, first day in the Orleans Arena. Lob it in. Everybody jumps over it. Amac, so smooth and patient inside. He's got 4.
I think that's the thing you've got to be, especially, you know they're going to run someone down a double and try to strip the ball.
Lost the handle, was able to get it back. Well, Cameron had the 3, didn't want it. Drives in. Got hung up, but kept his feet about him. He's got 4. Not a lot of defense so far from anybody. Both teams shooting very well.
I mean, that's a tough finish right there, though. There's contact. That's a power finish.
Neal. Reggie Miller all over him. Tough smothering defense by Abilene Christian. Crazy the numbers they throw up. Averaging 25 points off turnovers a game. Drive by Darthard, the jumper, that's a tough shot. Good box out, Reggie Miller.
Great box out by the Wildcats.
Cameron Steele came into the game when they brought out Simmons. Morris, very aggressive, blocked, 3rd team foul against UVU. Second one is good for Morris. Another one of those matchups where it's really hard to say there's a favorite, even though there's a 6 seed and a 7 seed in this one. Harmon into the game, along with number 10, McClanahan. Tim Caesar in as well. Amac and Harding stay on the floor for UVU. Simmons back in the game for the Wildcats, along with Allen. And number 4, Damian Daniels. There's a steal, got the hand in there, and a grab and a hold.
Great call.
They got that on McClanahan, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
That's number 4.
And here's the deal, like you know the clock's winding down. Let's get it inside to your big man. Put it up high to his hand, let him make a decision early enough to get you started in the offense. You can't come on the court your first few seconds and have that happen to you. That makes the coach want to pull you right out.
Back up top. Mason all the way in off the glass. No, Caesar with the rebound. Tim Caesar, 6'9" sophomore, came over from Coastal Carolina. Harmon, this guy likes to score. He's out of Chicago. That's number 24. Harding, right there to Amac. Tough passing angle, but he got it to the big man.
Great pass and a good job sealing off just enough by Amac. You know this defense does a great job of rotating, but crisp passing takes care of that.
Blocked by Caesar. McClanahan down to Harding. Goes around him, man. A lot of banging. It's going to be a block on number 12, Mekhi Morris. It's going to be his first.
That's a situation where if Mekhi Morris hits the deck, but watch Caesar come over from the weak side. But if Mekhi Morris hits the deck on that, he may get the charge call, right? We've already had a few in this game. He gets out in front, gets his chest in front, gets on the deck. He may get the call.
Woodbury, number 4, in for the first time tonight. Played his first game all year yesterday. 3-ball, good. McClanahan, the lefty, lets it fly and hits. .73% shooting for this Utah Valley squad. 3-ball, ooh, that hit about everything. Didn't go for Simmons.
Got his money's worth on it, though.
McClanahan bringing the ball up. See if they get the ball to Woodbury. Jay-Sean Jackson, number 2, in for the team in white. Caesar over to Woodbury. He'll fire the 3 right away. In and out, swirled around.
Staff decided to bring his nickname to life, creating the Big Maple Syrup. It's got a picture of his face on it, and on the back it's got his stats and some of his accolades. But I'm not sure how much maple syrup is a part of his diet now. He has switched over to a pescatarian diet that has allowed him to drop 30 pounds and 10% body fat, which he told me has allowed him to completely transform his game. Michael?
Well, he's the man, because as they're plugging his maple syrup, he gets a dunk right underneath the basket.
And looked very springy when he went up for that dunk. Didn't look like an overweight guy. Very springy.
Cameron answers with the tray. 23-16 now with 10:47 to go. Drive by Harmon. Offensive foul on Justin Harmon, the sophomore out of Chicago, Illinois. That's his first, team 5th.
It's no secret this team does a great job. He's outside, but again, he's hitting the deck and he's sliding in the air, but to the naked eye, right? We get to look at that on the monitor. To the naked eye, it looks like a charge. He is actually not set. He's moving his feet, sliding in, and it's uncanny how this team, the Wildcats, do such a great job of creating those offensive fouls.
Yeah, we saw Brett Tanner rebound by Woodbury, and then he's tied up, and it's going to be a foul on Reggie Miller. Well, you're going to get a lot of those fouls because they are trying to strip every ball within arm's length. That's just the way they play.
You can't casually handle the rock in front of any of these Wildcat players. Tenacious defense is their calling card, and they're going to try to put it on you every chance they get.
23-16. Utah Valley with the basketball, wearing those black and green unis. Wildcats, white and purple on defense. That's where they shine. A lot of transition points and points off turnovers. Harmon, step back, 3-ball, straight away, no. Amac out of the game, not going inside to Caesar or Fuller.
I always feel like unless you're running out of time, there's always a chance to get a better shot than a step back 3. Always a chance.
Cameron misses. Harmon brings it down. Harmon around a screen. Tried to get it to Fuller. Now he's going to throw it back to McClanahan. 18 on the shot clock. Looking for a little screen there. Boy, Fuller's wanted it on that pick and roll both times, and now they're running out of time with 8. Now they try to lob it into Fuller. Out of bounds. Oh. They say that went off of ACU, but 6 seconds on the shot clock.
That went off of Damian Daniels' hands.
Daniels having a good laugh. Number 4 there. It's like, I'm a little guy. I didn't touch that.
I can't get up that high.
He gets his hands on about everything. Oh, Woodbury runs right through a screen. They're going to say he was moving. That foul's going to be on Corian Mason.
Yeah, he doesn't stop. He doesn't slow down. That's a good pick. Fuller's standing there, flat-footed. And that's how you run a guy off a pick right there.
6 fouls on ACU. Shooting on the next. And that gives him another 14 seconds on the clock. Picked away, though, by Miller. Just took it away from Harmon. Boy, you have got to be careful with the basketball against these guys. Into Steele. Facing up on Fuller. 5 against 5. Daniels gets his man in the air. Sees Steele. Tough shot, gets it to go with the right hand.
Good patient finish by Steele down the lane with the little jump hook.
And it's a 23-18 ball game. Under 9 to go in this first half. A very competitive first half. Boy, their offense looks very different without Amac in there.
You can't pick your dribble up, though. In any juncture against these guys. If you need to turn your body to them, turn your body. But you can't. You pick your dribble up, it's trouble.
Woodbury, a little step back jumper again. Yeah, they're not really getting into the offensive sets here. And now Harding's going to check back in along with Amac. Mark Madsen, of course, the head coach of this Utah Valley squad. And there's Brett Tanner, ACU, taking over after they had that nice run last year, upsetting Texas in the NCAA tournament. It's amazing. They knocked off number 3 seed Texas last year, and then they lost the number 11 seed UCLA. That was a good 11 seed.
I mean, they're probably one of the best 11 seeds in the history of the tournament, right? Like it's
You beat Texas, and you're supposed to have maybe a little bit day off. Yeah,
a clear path.
A little bit of a cupcake into the Sweet 16. You get UCLA, who goes on a run.
Jaime Jaquez, Johnny Juzang, and Tiger Campbell. I mean, come on.
Pretty good.
They're pretty good players.
Got to look at Mark Madsen there, too, with the green tie on. Of course, Mad Dog played at Stanford and then for the Los Angeles Lakers, won some championships. Back underway. Morris kicks it back. Steele's going to fire a 3 and hit.
Got him. Good shot, good pass, good two-man game there. And being unselfish, making an extra pass, and the big fella showing his range.
23-21. Utah Valley up by 2. That lead has evaporated. And they're doing that again. You just mentioned picking up the dribble out behind the three-point arc. Amac, see what he can do. Spins to the baseline again. Ball on the ground, stripped away.
If you've got to make 2 or 3 dribbles to get to the basket, should not be doing it.
Daniels.
Oh, you've been around long enough.
They're getting everybody rolling here. Both teams have their bands here, back underway. Tight affair. McClanahan hits the tray, his second of the night.
It's just
McClanahan
excellent
off the bench, too.
Excellent ball movement again. You get help. You get the defense disjointed, and you move the ball quicker than they can get back.
Tried to bounce that one down, got hung up in the air. Woodbury now. Woodbury goes around a man, and a foul on the reach-in. That's going to go against Reggie Miller. That's his second. That'll be the 17th foul. So Woodbury will go to the line for the 1-and-1. You can see Woodbury breathe a little deeper, take a little bit more time here, but this is a guy who had an injury all year, started practicing a couple weeks ago, but first game action in over a year was last night.
And he played some significant minutes. Yep. He got a chance to get on the floor and get some good burn and get some shots up and kind of go through breaking his second wind on the court. You know what I mean? So I think he's just about ready. I mean, he played 15 minutes last night, which is a lifetime when you haven't played in almost a year.
Gets 1 of 2, tipped back by Amac. McClanahan. And Mark Madsen was talking about easing Woodbury in. But you're right, 15 minutes last night. 3 ball, McClanahan, his third of the night. Buys that scouting report when a guy gets out like this.
Well, I don't know, you still got to trust your numbers, right? He's 35%. He hasn't shot that well from behind the arc. He's taken 26 threes on the season now.
Foul there as they get the ball to Uwad Guy for the slam, but the foul was on the ground. That'll be the 6th team foul on Utah Valley. That goes on Latrey Darthur. Guy's going to check out, as is Jashawn Jackson. And Corian Mason and Cameron Steele checking back in. Into Steele. Steele's played very well so far in this one. A whistle underneath. So a couple of quick fouls on Utah Valley. Amac can't believe it.
Yeah, that's a good foul because he goes around with the left arm, but his right arm is hooked around his back as he goes to swipe at that pass. That's a good call.
So that's the second on Harding. We talk about Connor Harding averaging 10.4 a game, 4.2 rebounds, but what he does for Utah Valley sometimes is lost. He's got 2 fouls. We'll see how long Madsen stays with him as number 11, Tobias Cameron, hits the first. Cameron having a really good game thus far. 8 points in the first half. He only averages 6.4 a game. You can tell he's excited to be playing in this. His redshirt senior year, he hits them both. You can kind of see the clock ticking on your college days here.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you got to take advantage of every moment you have, right? This is an opportunity that 3-4% of the population get.
Amack. Backdoor cut to Woodbury, who slams it home. Those guys have done that a few times, and they do it again here.
I think his knee might be okay.
Got up pretty well. Back down the other way, the 3 ball. Steele's got it. Woodbury fights for it with Steele, and it's a jump ball. Possession will stay with ACU. Take out this backdoor pass.
Back cut.
Yeah, those two guys are roommates and becoming best friends, if not already so. Amack was so excited when Woodbury said he was going to play, almost brought him to tears. Mason, shot, partially blocked. Utah Valley wants to run quickly ahead to Darther down the right side. He wanted to hit the trailer for the 3, but this ACU defense is very good.
They recover as well as anybody.
32-23. Utah Valley looking to go up double digits here. They made their last 3. Pass into Amack. 3 guys on him, but he put the ball on the ground, and it's on the floor, I should say. It's knocked out.
Ground floor.
He put it low with the little guys.
Do not put it down there. Hold it strong in your hands, kick it back out quickly.
Well, Brett Tanner is not happy over there on that ACU sideline.
Listen, I love the way he coaches. His kids play extremely hard.
Tanner talking to Kevin Brill, the official right in front of him. 7 on the shot clock to Amack. Quickly around. Tough shot falling away. Rebound. A couple guys go down. Asa McCord, number 0, in there for Utah Valley. Reggie Miller loses the ball, gets it back. Steele, hand it back to Reggie. 5:18 to go. First half, 32-23. Cameron Steele with Amack on him. Step back, long 2, good, but a foul underneath.
That's a big basket.
That's huge, and that's going to be foul's going to be on Neild.
I think on the cut, right there.
Yeah.
We just missed it after the jumper went up.
So the bucket, good, and Cameron going to the line. I thought his foot was on the line. It looks like they've called that a 3-pointer, but I thought his foot was on the line. Missed the free throw.
Yeah, he was inside. Yeah, that was just a 2. He was inside the line.
Yeah, Neal picks up his second. I think they're going to try to change that one. But Morris, it was a good jumper, that mid-range. Darthard streaks in with the left hand.
Well, the scouting report says he's a lefty, so you want to run him off that side, not let him get to that side of the rim.
Mason. Steele. That's a 3. The shot doesn't go, but they're going to get Amack running through that screen. So for Amack, that's going to be his first. That's a 19 foul, so that'll put Corian Mason at the line to shoot the 1-1.
Well, that's the thing. Everybody's shooting, and no reason to run through a pick, right? You're in the first minute of the game, you're trying to send a message, but they've already clearly set the precedent. When you try to run through a pick, they're going to call it on you. They've already done that. They've already showed you that as officials. So that's not the play to make.
Mark Madsen talking to Kevin Brill over there. You can see in the back of your shot. Mason's free throw is good. He'll get another. Corian Mason out of Ranger College, averaging 12 points, just over 2 boards a game. Have one more free throw. Hits them both, and for his troubles, that'll earn him a seat to the bench for a few minutes. We're coming up on that under 4 minute media timeout. Probably want to give him a little more rest for the home stretch here in the first half. Damian Daniels from Kansas City, Missouri checking in. Daniels just 5'7", but boy, he is a great defender.
He's strong too. Don't let his height fool you.
McCord to Darthur. Stripped away. Quickly ahead. This is what they do with the left hand. Quickly ahead to Asa McCord. And he tries to get a pass to Amac, throws it over his head. He's tall, but he ain't that tall.
And he would have had to be extremely flexible to get behind himself to get that ball, that pass. Way behind, and that's what press wants to make you do. The press wants to make you hurry up and get out of control.
Steele fakes
on the
it.
ground. That's travel.
Looked like he walked, didn't it? But he gets the point.
Two-step bunny hop.
Steele having a game.
Good up fake. 7 points for Cameron Steele.
Daniel Steele, Miller, Cameron, and Morris on the floor for ACU. Darthard lets one fly. McCord, the putback doesn't go, but a great offensive rebound, and he'll go to the line.
McCord climbing the ladder.
Cameron still picks up the foul, but watch him come flying in.
He is up, and you see the controlled tip right there.
That's the 8th team foul. Asa McCord will shoot a couple here. Asa McCord came over from Salt Lake Community College, a good program that Utah Valley and BYU both get players from. Asa spelled A-S-A. Many people probably say Asa, but it's Asa.
Asa would be A-U-S-A, wouldn't it?
A-H-S-A?
Or A-H-S? Well, that's, Oz.
I think you're right.
Come on.
No other way to say it. ASA is Asa, and he hits them both. Aces both of those free throws.
He was aces on that. See what I did there?
Love it. Woodbury back in the ball game. Blaze Neal back in as well. Damian Daniels running the point for ACU. They have been behind the entire first, and that was a moving screen on Steele. Tanner not happy. I don't know if I'd want to go back in that locker room at halftime if I'm ACU.
He is fired up. Just took a little too long to get the offense moving there.
Yeah. Dug themselves a hole, and they've been trying to dig out of it the entire first half. Have kept it close, though. 3:05 to go. Winner of this one gets number 3, Stephen F. Austin, tomorrow night at 8:30. Field. Pass tipped away and stolen by Miller. Boy, you know they're going to do that to you, but they get their hands in those passing lanes all the time.
You can't be careless. That's a careless pass.
Simmons, nobody to pass to, so takes it himself. Now he's hung up, gets it back out to Daniels. Still 14 on the shot clock, plenty of time. Reggie, one of the 3, gives it to the big man, Simmons. Woodbury tries to take the charge, but he throws it away. McCord now going to bring it up. McCord going to slow things down. A pass across. Neal gets into Amac. Amac turns inside, shot off the glass, uses the glass for 2.
I think when you've got him that far out away from the basket, you got to keep him out there. You can't just stay behind him and make him play that far out. If he gets a spin move or one dribble towards the bucket, it's over.
Steele for 3. Short. Woodbury tries to get it, but a great box out by Cameron.
Cameron himself. Yeah,
he's having a great game. 11 already.
And Woodbury lucky that wasn't a foul over the back on him there.
Woodbury for 3, and he drains it. Trey Woodbury, and that's why he's so special. Can play the 1 through the 4 and hit the deep ball. Drive by Reggie Miller. Nobody picked him up. He gets around his man and gets to the rim for 2.
Poor defense on that possession. Every time you feel like you're going to extend your lead.
Tipped it out. Ooh, that looked like it might have gone off Harmon, but they're going to say that went off of Daniels.
That was clearly off Daniels on the reach in. Clearly.
Was it?
I've got glasses on, partner, and I can see that from over here.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of guys between me. I think I got screened on
come
that
on.
one. That's screened.
You can't use the objects.
You can't use. I got to see through them. Allen into the ball game, along with Morris. 17 on the shot clock. Woodbury gets it in the corner with Morris on him. When they go baseline, kicks it out. Long three for Harmon. No.
Good block out.
Boy, that was.
Great job. Doing a great job on Amick. He's just got 4 rebounds.
Yeah, that is surprising. For anybody else, you'd say, hey, 10 and 4, not too bad. For Amick, you expect him to have 7 or 8 boards by now. Easily. That one thrown back. Daniels going to track it down. Under a minute to go. Been a very fun first half.
Look at the big man getting a stance and get low.
That's a travel. Feet went out from under him.
Hey.
Trying to do too much, but nobody else was doing anything.
Absolutely,
So he took it.
but you've got to give a ton of credit to Fardaws Amick. Getting his body down low in a stance, sliding his feet.
And then swatting it.
And just in case you wanted to throw it up at the last minute for an extra shot at the rim, no thank you.
Little tomahawk block
You
there.
can't have it.
The big maple getting the job done. You were a big-time player back in college. They ever make a syrup for you or anything? Your athletic department ever hook you up with that? No?
Brackish water, that's the kind of stuff they made for me.
That's all you got in SoCal, right? 41-35, about a 8-second differential shot clock, game clock. McClanahan handling the ball. He's got 3 threes, 9 points in the game.
Thing is, you can't wait too long against this team because that happens. And you can't blindly make passes. You can't blindly throw the ball anywhere because they'll make you pay.
Coming down, McClanahan stops, finds McCord for 3. The
Great tip.
Times only scored 8 points off of those turnovers. We'll see what the second half has in store. Back underway here. Blaze, Neal, Fuller, Darthard, Harding playing with a couple of fouls, and Amack. You got Miller, Cameron, Morris, Mason, and Simmons underneath. Can't get it to go. Good defense by Simmons, coming down quickly the other way, going up for the jam and just knocked out of bounds. Good D there by Fuller.
That is spectacular defense. Verticality, he gets straight up in the air. Watch the hands. This is textbook D right there. Vertical until he saw the ball, and he kind of wiped it away like a volleyball block right there. That was great.
Back underway. Simmons over. They swing it around. Cameron kicks it back out. Better defense by the Wolverines. Now another kick back, a 3-ball, good. Well, he picked up where he left off after the first half. Tobias Cameron with the tray to get things going.
Really good looking shot. Great kick.
Neal gets the ball over to Fuller. Gets it to Amack. Spins around, gets under the man, and gets it to roll in. Fardaws Amack with 12.
Hey, he gets that deep. You've really got no shot.
3-ball from Makai Morris. Well, they're trading 3 for 2, and we're knotted at 43 here. Brad Ferry telling that ACU bench to sit down a bit, but they are excited to answer for 3. Harding, no. Simmons with a good block out down the other way. Darthard, though, on the errant pass. Darthard will bring it up. ACU wants to play fast, a little too fast that time.
Yeah, I don't mind that attempt, but just a hustle play by Darthard.
Neal. The 3-ball, good. Blaze Neal. No points in the first half. Hits the tray here. Neal, the junior, played at BYU. Now playing at Utah Valley. And the drive, and that's a charge. Mason, a little too aggressive. His 3rd.
And Darthard gives the Wildcats a little bit of their own medicine. Great job getting to that spot early. He's just outside the circle.
That's going to mean that number 20, Corian Mason, is going to have to check out here with his third foul early in the second half. Daniels will check in. Tim Caesar checks in as well for Fuller. Kneeled around a couple screens. Still dribbling. Trying to get the ball to Amac. Boy, great job by Simmons.
That's just great work by Arion Simmons. And you see how far out he has pushed Amac, who wants to be on that block somewhere, but he used his strength to kind of get him away from his comfort zone, push him away from the basket.
Caesar hands off to Neal, but he can't handle it. Coming down the other way, Reggie Miller gets the bucket to go. Reggie Miller scoring off the turnover.
Great finish. Good patience, way to stay in control of your body and think about finishing that layup.
Well, Brett Tanner told Kendra Sheehan, and now we're going to get fouled a little too aggressive that time. Oh, and they're going to get that on Neal on the hole. Daniels initially thought it was on him.
That is on Neal. He lost the ball there. Look at that, good patience, good finish. But right here, he loses this ball. The ball's out, and then he tries to grab, and he grabs the left arm.
Chance for ACU to take the lead here.
Cannot be casual for 1 second with the basketball.
ACU has never led in this ball game. They've made 3 of their last 3 field goal attempts. Handed off to Daniels. Little floater, tough shot, didn't use the backboard, rebounded by Darthur. That floater, we see a lot of those these days in college basketball especially. Darthur to Caesar. Finds Darthur cutting, waits for his man to come back down and hits the jumper.
That's a good finish, down low. Not the optimum spot to catch the ball. Had a good understanding where he was and was able to finish it. Good pass.
Miller blocked by Darthur.
That just looked like 2 quick plays, 2 steals.
McClanahan's second team. That ball knocked out of bounds. Amac can't track it back down. So Caesar, Darthur, Amac, Harding, and McClanahan. Then you've got Daniel, Steele, Miller, Cameron, and Simmons. Trey Woodbury checking in for Harding. Woodbury had a good first half. 6 of those bench points were his in the first half. 9 were from McClanahan. 3 ball. Simmons kind of leaning back in that one. Missed it off to the right.
Yeah, he had success early, knocked down a couple, but not where you want him living.
McClanahan handled the basketball. Now kneeled on the bench with 3 fouls. Skip all the way across to Woodbury. Finds McClanahan. He hit 3 in the first half. Hits his first one here. Oh my goodness. Have a night, kid. Down the other way for a quick bucket. Reggie Miller just snuck in behind everybody. But McClanahan is 4 for 4 from the arc, man.
I love it. I also love Reggie Miller's his ability to cut without the ball, changing pace, moving quickly. He does a fantastic job of moving without the basketball.
4-point game. McClanahan drive and a reach in by Miller. That's going to be Reggie's 3rd. Going to be the 2nd team foul of the second half. Well, now you got a couple point guards here. Miller's got 3 fouls. On the other side, Neal's got 3 fouls. Keep an eye on this.
Well, you know, take Reggie Miller out and bring in Mekhi Morris. I mean,
you got depth.
You got depth.
Woodbury to trigger the inbound. Cal Valley has led this entire way. ACU got it tied early here in the second half. Backing down, losing the ball. There's Daniels. Boy, he just came from nowhere and got down there.
You got to see him coming. You know he's coming down. Just be ready to kick it back out. You can kick it out and get it right back.
Just to move that defender back out.
Absolutely.
Steele for 3. Got it. Cameron Steele It's his second tray of the night. He's got 10. He called it.
Bench players taking care of business.
Guys you weren't expecting. Didn't have them circled on your card here.
But that's why it's a close game. That's why you keep it close. Your stars aren't playing. Guys have to step up.
Amac and one. Well, when in doubt, go back to the Big Maple. He'll go to the line. He's a good free throw shooter, too.
This is good strength right here because they rake him across the arms.
Amac's got 14, just 4 rebounds, though.
And listen, Chicago State did a great job of keeping him off the glass last night as well. So he's trying to chase down Siakam. You know, he's got 26 double-doubles. He's also trying to reach that mark.
That foul was on Steele. That's his third, so he has to go to the bench. Down the other way, the miss. The putback doesn't go either. Allen couldn't get it to go. UVU dodges a bullet into Amac. Ooh, and an offensive foul instead of a jump stop and a pass. Harmon just momentum carried him right into his man. Oh, they're calling that on Amac. I thought that was on.
Right here, that's right there.
That's going to be on Harmon, right?
Yeah.
His second, third team.
And listen, the scouting report doesn't lie, right? This team takes charges. So you can't leave your feet in that area. You can't leave your feet.
So they're going to send everybody to their benches and take a look at this one to make sure they got it right, because that would be the second on Amac.
Well, it wasn't Amac.
Yeah, they're switching it. And I'm not sure what they're looking at because they're switching it now. They've already announced it was on number 24, Harmon. But
they may be trying to see if he was outside the circle, which he's well.
Yeah, that was a great play by Tobias Cameron. Tobias Cameron, the redshirt senior, 6'5", out of Australia. Like we said, he averages 6.4 a game, and he's already got 14. He really carried him in that first half offensively, he and Cameron Steele.
Came right out in the second half and hit another 3, right? Yeah. So he's definitely come to play. And you talk about guys seeing that window or that clock ticking down on him. You don't want to leave anything out there. He is 100% set.
Well outside, so that's going to be a charge on Harmon, not on Amac. Yeah, 24 Harmon. Yeah, so not on Amac. Yeah. It's on Harmon. He's got 2, and that's 3 team fouls for UVU. And 3 for Abilene Christian. They've only got 2 on the board up here, but it's 3 and 3 here in the second half.
Like my coach told me, play on 2 feet. Play on 2 feet.
Backdoor cut, the pass delivered. Too far underneath the basket, though. Daniels finds Simmons. He was calling for it. Can he hit it? He does.
Oh, great touch by the big man.
Arion Simmons has 6, second team all WAC. He wanted that one. He was wide open. Went down. He was a little more relieved than anything after that went down. 1-point game again. Woodbury tries to get into Amac. A little bit of a kick there, but a whistle and a foul.
Look at Emmanuel Allen. Again, just that right arm on the back. It's a really good job, or left arm on the back, as he's trying to get around to deny that pass. Give a little hook tug.
Inbound to Woodbury, misses a shot, fouled by Allen again, though. Allen picks up 2 quick ones. It'll be the 5th team, and Woodbury will go to the line.
What's the old rule? You never foul a jump shooter?
That's a good rule, too. An oldie, but oldie and a goodie. So Woodbury back at the line once again. Trey 1 for 2. Hits that first one. Well, the deeper Utah Valley can go, the more in-game shape Trey Woodbury will get, the more back in the sync of the offense he will get. But he looks pretty in sync with the offense as of right now. Gotta get that game.
He's a veteran, leading scorer from a year ago. But it's just, you know, getting over that fear, that block, that cloud in your mind. about, am I ready to go? Am I really ready? He's getting some valuable minutes here.
Allen goes up, foul. He'll go to the line. Going to be on Fuller.
And listen, he tried to go vertical after the fact, but as the drive was happening, his hands go in and reach, and then he puts them up. This is a really good call here as well.
Allen, a 77% free throw shooter at the line. Looking for his first points of the night. First free throw is up, doesn't go. Rattles it out. Mason's going to check back in for Allen if he makes this one. Mason playing with 3 fouls. Reggie Miller's got 3 fouls. Cameron Steele's got 3 fouls for this ACU squad. Allen's second free throw is good, earns him a trip to the bench. First points of the ball game. See what Mason does here playing with those 3 fouls. They protect them down to this 12:43 mark.
This is where the Wolverines have to be careful here. When the pressure comes, got to make good passes. You can't turn and throw blind passes anywhere on the floor against this team.
Amack out. Harmon gets it to McClanahan. Can't shoot there where he retrieves the ball. Harmon, a high screen from Harding. Harding open now. Good help, D. Harmon going to drive. 6 on the shot clock. The jumper doesn't go.
It's good control. Love the shot. Wasn't able to knock it down.
Cameron. Mason's going to drive. Finds Cameron. 3 ball for the lead. Good! And ACU's on top for the first time, 57-56.
Cameron is getting it done. 17 points. Knocked down 2 triples.
And a steal here. Fight for it. Harmon gets it back. McClanahan to answer. No, Fuller though.
Morris ended up losing 25 pounds and couldn't even carry the weight of a book bag or any weight for that matter. But Morris was resilient. He was a fighter and he worked his way back to playing in all 29 games last season. This year he started every game, and head coach Brett Tanner says he can't say enough about Morris's resilience. Already has 11 points tonight. Michael.
Thanks, Kendra. Appreciate that one. And foul on McClanahan. Amack and Darthur will check back in. But boy, what a story from Morris. That's some adversity to battle through.
Man, I could only imagine. But just being focused on what you want to accomplish and do, just your mindset has to be so strong.
Cameron, it's a backdoor cut to Miller. Good defense, kick it back out. Long 3, a little bit of a heat check, doesn't go. Amack with the board.
Could have got a better shot, especially with the lead. However, I'm okay with the heat check at the 11-minute mark.
ACU with their first lead of the game. We've had a few ties here and there, but yeah, first lead change of the game comes with about 10 minutes to go. 11 minutes to go. Woodbury spins and travels. Boy, good defense by Cameron on that one. Woodbury a little out of sorts, nowhere to go.
Well, every time they try the dribble handoff, the Wildcats are doing a great job of hedging out on top of that, forcing them to change directions, but still able to get back and not give up easy cutters down the lane. I mean, the effort on the defensive end with the Wildcats is something to behold. You could show some video on this.
Well, Tanner said the best offense for us is a good defense, and they're doing it this second half. They listen to the coach. Mason. Miller with 10 on the shot clock. Mason. Amack on him to Miller. They spin it around. Morris loses it. Miller has to fire it. Off the board. Oh, and then, thrown to Woodbury, and boy, he didn't know that was coming on the fast break. Almost made a beautiful save.
But to just even get a hand on the ball, yeah. Right? Like, how special was that? That was like some Harlem Globetrotter stuff. Well, I'm going to just reach back and tap it to myself.
Yeah, I thought he got it, but I guess he was standing out of bounds when he did it. Kevin Brill right on the spot. Saved it from crashing into me. I didn't even get my hands up yet. Wow, a tough, long turnaround right-handed hook from Simmons.
Tell you what was so good about that, it was really quick when he did it. Caught the ball, had his had his idea what he was doing. With the baby hook, got it done.
Up by 3 now. Largest lead of the game for ACU, and a foul. Gonna go on Morris, I believe, just hacking down on AMAC.
And that's his 4th foul, and that you got to understand the situation. You've got him in trouble. He's locked down, pinned down in the corner. There's no need to reach there.
Yeah, and that puts Utah Valley in the bonus. AMAC, one thing he has done well is he's transitioned that body, changed the way he plays a bit, but boy, he still shoots well at the free throw line, 72%. First free throw is good.
You almost got him, partner. You almost got him.
I like to see how much power I actually wield as they're shooting. I don't know, he doesn't look like a guy you can really jinx too much there. He is locked in this tournament, that's for sure. Hits them both. AMAC gets them back to within 1. We'll see how the bonus works in the favor of Utah Valley here. This final 9:24. They still got a foul to give before the bonus. Daniels on the drive. Oh, got under everybody. Went right to the rim and made the bucket.
That's why you got to close out still. Even though you feel like you're behind the play, you're late getting there. Understand who the shooter is. Daniels not going to hurt you. 22% from beyond the arc. Got to be okay with him taking a 3-pointer there. You can't go out there out of control.
Well, you're right, though, Sed. Those dribble handoffs that so many teams use, ACU makes them so difficult.
They do, and it's an effort.
The charge. Reggie Miller read it all the way. McClanahan picks up his 4th.
Right there, stay on the ground and play defense. McClanahan leaves his feet. Daniels gets the easy bucket, and there you see the shoulder come down, and an easy call. That's back-to-back negative plays, including picking up your 4th foul for McClanahan, who's had a good night.
6-team foul. ACU will be shooting on the next one. Mason, left elbow, partially blocked by Darthur. AMAC grabs that one. Woodbury will bring it down the right side. Tough cross-court pass. Darthur for 3, and he drains it.
That's a good pass. Normally against his defense, I'm like, don't throw that. Great pass.
61, not it again with 8:14 to go. Had to thread the needle on that one.
He did, with power though. It had to go with power.
Steele the answer. Nothing but net for Cameron Steele. His 3rd, he's got 13. Steele is 3 for 4 from distance.
Not only is he scoring, but he's playing exceptional defense on AMAC.
Nealed. Harding, a nice spin move. They're up to 21 now, ACU.
Absolutely, doing a nice job. Turning defense into quick offense.
Harding hits them both. 18 fouls on ACU, 6 on Utah Valley. Down the other way. 3 ball. Simmons hits it, and he's starting to feel it a bit there. His 3rd. That one, a no doubter. The one before bounced around a bit.
Shooter's touch, soft touch.
Trying to get the ball to Woodbury, they do. Trey, driving in, looking. Blocked by Simmons. But Harding gets it back. Just 10 on the shot clock, though. Harding drives, an offensive foul once again. Ran over the top of Miller. That's his 3rd and the 17th foul.
I don't understand. That's not an offensive foul, I'm sorry. That's a tough call. The defender is running with him, never set. He's never in position to take a charge. That's not a charge.
I initially, when it happened, thought it was just a travel. I thought maybe he took an extra step there.
But charge? I did not see the charge there.
ACU sold it. They got the call. They got the ball. The drive blocked by 2 guys. AMAC comes out with it. A couple of Wildcats hit the deck. AMAC protecting the rim there. Harding Steele all over him, couldn't take the three. Picked up the dribble though. And got a whistle and a foul. Is that on Daniels? Yeah, Damian Daniels. 19th foul, so he was holding Darthard. Daniels can't believe it. Talking to Brad Ferry about it. Darthard's going to be at the line. First free throw doesn't go. Rebounded by Simmons. ACU still up in this one. They trailed for about the first 30 minutes of this one. Daniels now. Backdoor cut. Miller blocked by Darthard.
Great recovery. Good job by Darthard to not give up on the play.
Baseline. Three ball. Darthard straight away. Nothing but net.
It's only right that he get that shot off. The recovery on the other end to get the block. And then the big three.
Back to a 1-point game. Daniels now. Under 6 to go in this one. Hand the ball off to Miller. Back to Daniels. 11 on the shot clock. Into the big man Simmons. Swiped away. Nope. He gets it back. Turnaround jumper from the baseline.
Then he says he's too small for me. Keep bringing it down low.
Simmons 6'5", listed at 2'6'4". The low down low. Good quick moves. And that pass tipped away easily. Simmons going to bring it all the way down. Tries to go around a man and a block on Woodbury. Simmons might have taken a knee in a bad spot. Woodbury's going to collect the foul. That's the 8th team foul.
We've seen a lot of offensive fouls tonight.
Yes.
So that one could have gone either way as well.
Yeah, that one will look like Woodbury maybe was a little more set than some of the other blocking calls we've seen.
You can't be in the air.
Yeah.
In the air and take a charge.
Like he might have slid a little bit at the last second, but yes, I agree with you. That one looked pretty planted, just waiting for the big man to run him over. Goes against Woodbury and UVU though.
But Arian Simmons.
This is at first.
As soon as I'm about to talk good about you, you go ahead and hit the front of the rim.
Well, Miller was out ahead of that one, was calling for it. And
I didn't think there was a good enough angle to make that pass, right? So until they stop you with the ball in your hands, you keep going. No reason to make a pass until they stop you with the ball in your hands. But Simmons, 11 points in the second half here, has been outstanding.
Well, that'll be a timeout. Mark Matson going to take it. It's the first 30, so it'll turn into a full. ACU up by 3. A lot of game left. Simmons with his second free throw here after the timeout. And he drains it. He just needed time to sit and think about it a little bit there. Simmons has 14 for ACU. They're up by 4. Matches their largest lead of the game. Blaze Neal, Amack, Woodbury, Harding, and Darthard for Utah Valley. Steele, Miller, Morris, Mason, and Simmons. Morris and Mason both playing with 4 fouls. They are all over these guys when they pick that dribble up. 7 on the shot clock. In the corner. Steele has to let it fly. Doesn't go. Steele with a good rebound, a tip.
Steele doing a great job. He's had himself a tremendous night. 13 points. Didn't get the board there, but was able to tip it out.
3. Simmons, good. Simmons feeling it now. That's his 4th 3. Crowd's digging it. He does a little dance for him. Largest lead of the game by 7. Amack trying to bring him back. Banging around, no foul. Matson wanted a foul call, can't believe he didn't get one. Time to name our Hercules Tires strong move of the game. Hercules Tires, ride on our string, not riding, flying for Trey Woodbury.
Oh, with the hammer on the baseline.
They're gonna need more of that with 4:21 to go, down by 7.
They're gonna need to be up.
Well,
and
Simmons.
not allow Simmons to take over this game. He is just taking it over.
Tries there, rebounded by Woodbury. He's got 14 second half points, does Simmons. Quickly ahead to Harding. Need to score on this one. Neal's going to drive.
Can't throw lobby passes. They have to be crisp.
Harding.
That's a big time shot by Connor Harding.
Huge three for Connor Harding. He's got 12, his second three of the night. Back and forth, this one goes. ACU a bit of a lead now, a little bit of breathing room, but they got to be careful. Winner gets Stephen F. Austin. Simmons bulls through. Looks like a man possessed now. He's got 19.
Like he has taken over the second half of this game. 14 in the second half.
Harding, another three. No, Amac. Boy, they send so many to the boards. Amac can't control it.
Excuse me, Simmons with 16 in the second half.
You keep feeding the big man, right?
Yeah, go to him. Get out of there. Clear the side out and let him go to work.
Lob it in. He's feeling everything. Oh, he gets his man in the air.
Lost the dribble.
3-ball steal. Boy, that would have been a tough one. 2:45 to go for UVU. Woodbury. Looking for something, gets around. Shot hangs in the air, and a foul.
If they can shoot at a clip like they're doing now, 52% for the game, 50% in the second half, and play that kind of defense, it's hard to beat this team.
75-71. Still 2:26 to go. Inside, missed the lay-in. Woodbury with the rebound. Mason couldn't get it to go. Great opportunity here for Utah Valley. Ooh, and Woodbury almost looked like he lost his footing and then lose his footing. Saved back in, though. Still 16. Darthard for three. No. Amac skies for the board and going to get a foul. That's going to go on Morris. If that's on Morris, that's his fifth. So Mekhi Morris fouls out of this one at 2:04 to go in the contest. Morris leads with 11 points. Amac goes to the line, and we talked about it. This guy's a good free throw shooter. He's made 3 tonight. 72% shooter. Chance to get this down to a one-possession ball game. Misses that first one. Amac, 17 points, 9 boards, but boy, has it been hard fought for him tonight.
It has, and you got to give a lot of credit to Cameron Steele and Arion Simmons for really forcing him to work as hard as he has.
One possession ball game, under 2 to go. Abilene Christian's got 3 timeouts left. Wolverines have 2. Daniels, Mason. In the corner, 3-ball. Daniels short. Rebounded by Harding. What a great board. He'll bring it down himself. See what they run here. Daniels, boy, just looking for a way to get in there and grab that ball, and he picks up the dribble.
Can't do it out there.
Kneeled. Got his hand caught up in the jersey of Cameron. Woodbury. Mack didn't take it. In the corner, 3 on the shot clock. He's got to shoot. He's going to try to drive. And a shot clock violation. They lost track of time.
That is just attention to detail, right? Little things.
Great defense by ACU on that. Nobody could get a wide open shot, but looked like Amac might have passed on a pretty decent 3 attempt on the feed from Woodbury. Minute 5 to go. A bucket here would make things really difficult for Utah Valley. Simmons has been the man, 16 second half points. If they go to the big man. Corian Mason, 8 on the shot clock. He's got a big man on him, drives, and he's tripped. And a foul with 5 seconds left on the shot clock is going to put Mason at the line. His first 2 free throws. First free throw is good, and that breaks a 2-minute, 40-second scoring drought for ACU, but Utah Valley has not been able to take advantage of it. They haven't made a field goal in the last 3:06.
Pressure defense, playing solid defense without fouling.
Mason hits them both. Big free throws right there. Now a 2-possession ball game. Field goes down quickly. Oh, and he tries to get a pass off, but it's knocked out of bounds by Cameron.
I feel like you get too deep down underneath the basket. And against a good defensive team, it is really tough to get the ball out of there once you get that deep. If you get close enough to the basket, maybe raise up on a guy and take a layup or take a shot, you could possibly get fouled.
Into Woodbury, fires a 3 from the corner, in and out. Rebounded by Daniels, the smallest guy on the floor, trying to dribble out. 4 points off those turnovers, and we talked about in the first half, they weren't able to convert those turnovers. They definitely did in the second half. And the free throw shooting, Daniels makes 2, and that makes it all the tougher on Utah Valley. They go into Amac. Amac shot good. Quick inbound, and they get the foul on Reggie Miller. So they're going to try to turn this into a free throw shooting contest here. Only thing they really can do,
right,
down 5.
That's all you got left. And Reggie Miller's 66% shooter. Those things don't matter. It's if can you take a deep breath and knock him down in this situation? Can you concentrate enough to go ahead and finish and close the door on the Wolverines?
Foul was on Woodbury. He's got 2, and Miller says yes on the first attempt. Well, Utah Valley scored very quickly with Woodbury running the ball down the floor and firing it in the whack.
What, 10 straight?
Yeah, had a chance to outright win the championship. Got a share of it. Missed that second free throw. So still a 6-point game. Woodbury's going to fire a 3 from deep. Ricochets off. McClanahan, can he keep it alive? No. Daniels has it with 12 seconds. That might have been the last hurrah. That rubber match with Stephen F. Austin. Stephen F. Austin, as you mentioned, got him twice, but they were both close games.
Clutch free throws.
That free throw again.
Clutch free throws down the stretch.
Daniels has 1 more. He would have made 3 to get 2 there. 82-74. 10 seconds left. Harmon trying to get some space. Hands it off to Harding. Harding fires a 3. Doesn't go. Amac the rebound. They just let him go. That shot's not going to